In 1971, on Thanksgiving Day, a man known as D.B. Cooper boards a plane. He carries a suitcase inside which he has hidden some mysterious items. During the flight, Cooper, a mysterious and composed man, informs a flight attendant of his demand for a ransom for his accomplices. He threatens to detonate a bomb and demands a ransom of $100,000 and a parachute. The atmosphere in the cabin becomes tense as the flight attendant, trying to maintain her composure, listens to Cooper's calm yet menacing voice. Cooper, dressed in a dark suit and sunglasses, hands her a note that details his demands. The note is written in neat, precise handwriting, indicating that Cooper had meticulously planned this hijacking. The flight attendant, her hands trembling slightly, takes the note and reads it carefully. She then looks up at Cooper, who nods slowly, confirming the seriousness of his threat. The flight attendant, understanding the gravity of the situation, nods back and walks towards the cockpit to inform the pilot. As she walks away, Cooper watches her intently, his expression unreadable. The other passengers, unaware of the unfolding drama, continue with their activities, oblivious to the danger they are in. In the cockpit, the flight attendant hands the note to the pilot, who reads it with a furrowed brow. The pilot then contacts air traffic control to relay Cooper's demands. Meanwhile, Cooper remains seated, his demeanor calm and collected. He occasionally glances at his watch as if timing the response to his demands. The flight attendant returns to her duties, trying to act normal, but the fear in her eyes betrays her. Cooper's threat to detonate a bomb if his demands are not met hangs heavily in the air, creating an atmosphere of palpable tension. The minutes tick by slowly as the crew waits for a response from the authorities. Cooper, seemingly unfazed by the wait, continues to observe the flight attendant and the other passengers. His calmness in the face of such a high-stakes situation is unnerving. Finally, the pilot receives a message from air traffic control. The authorities have agreed to Cooper's demands and are preparing the ransom money and parachute. The flight attendant, now visibly relieved, informs Cooper of the authorities' compliance. Cooper nods in acknowledgement, his expression remaining stoic. The plane begins its descent towards the designated airport where the ransom exchange will take place. As the plane lands, Cooper instructs the flight attendant to ensure that the money and parachute are brought on board without any tricks. The authorities, wary of Cooper's threat, comply with his instructions. The ransom money, packed in a small suitcase, and the parachute are handed over to the flight attendant, who then brings them to Cooper. Cooper inspects the money and parachute carefully, ensuring that everything is in order. Satisfied, he allows the passengers to disembark, keeping only a few crew members on board. The authorities, watching from a distance, prepare for the next phase of the operation. Cooper, now in possession of the ransom money and parachute, prepares for his daring escape. He instructs the remaining crew members to fly the plane to a specific altitude and speed, suitable for a parachute jump. The crew, following his instructions, adjusts the plane's settings accordingly. As the plane reaches the designated altitude, Cooper opens the rear door and prepares to jump. The wind rushes into the cabin, creating a deafening roar. Cooper, holding the parachute tightly, takes one last look at the remaining crew members before leaping out of the plane. The crew members, stunned by the audacity of Cooper's escape, watch as he disappears into the night sky. The authorities, tracking Cooper's descent, scramble to locate him. However, Cooper's precise planning and execution make it difficult for them to pinpoint his landing spot. The mystery of Cooper's identity and whereabouts remains unsolved, leaving authorities and the public alike in a state of intrigue and speculation. Cooper alters the flight's course for his purpose and jumps from the plane near Seattle using his parachute. In the darkness of the night, his landing site is visible, but he escapes. FBI and law enforcement agencies remain unsuccessful in their search for Cooper. They try to trace everything from his parachuting to his real appearance, but no conclusive evidence is found. The case of D.B. Cooper remains unsolved to this day. His story has astonished people and left behind an incomplete mystery that is still being attempted to be unraveled, but without success.